Mic check, man. Mic check. Mic check. Hell's going on, man? Hey, mic check, man. One two, one two, one two. So look, I'm listening to ready to join up, man. 'Cause that shit loud next to me. So your boy, I'm listening to a live stream yesterday, right? So I'm listening to Tit for Tat, right? I'm listening to her live stream, and she been addressing this Umar situation, and rightfully so, because it's leaving a lot of people to want to ask questions about, the integrity of Dr. Umar Johnson. Like, what is his whole purpose for what he do? Why is he even in the public spotlight the way he is and the way he's been for the last 10 plus years for sure, right? So as I'm listening, I don't necessarily like jump into conclusions without getting facts about certain things because I know people like to, put things on certain people because, the world believes that men by nature are predatory by nature, right? The male is predatory by nature. And there's some truth in that. There's some damn truth in that, right? But I'm trying to see with Dr. Umar and Dr. Sebi, because that's what I was hearing. Was Dr. Umar and Sebi, were they playing the same kind of games that Elijah Muhammad, Dr. York, and not just them two, right? A bunch of older men from that era, even old niggas now, right? But since we've been in existence, right, in our lifetime, it's been older men playing games with like teenage girls and shit like that. This motherfucker doing next to me, man. Hey, Kenworth. What a Kenworth. I'm at to ride a Ken. I ain't never drove a Kenworth, dog. I drove a Peterbilt and a Freightliner. I'm at to get on the Kenworth and a Mac and a Volvo. I think Volvo's the best ones, right? But fuck that, right? I want to know, is Umar in the same category with Polite and all them guys when it comes down to you being a conscious guy, you giving of conscious information, you a conscious leader, but at the same time you messing with like young girls and you full grown men? Cause I'm confused, right? Your boy confused. I'm confused about a lot of shit, man, because now you got to call out this hypocrisy, and I'm thinking maybe men need to shut the fuck up, man, for one. Cause men are hypocrites in that case, right? Cause I know I'm not tripping. Like I know what the fuck I know, what I saw, what I witnessed, experienced, all of this shit coming up in the game. And if it is like that, I'm glad all that shit's been exposed now. Cause you got people who feel like if it's no paperwork, then they ain't really do shit. You get what I mean? Hold on. That shit hot, bro. It's hot. It's hot. Someone has to crash on the road. What road you talking about? What road you mean, man? I want to know what road you talking about. Hey, can somebody clarify what's going on, right? Because we see what's happening with Umar Johnson, and we see that he haven't been true to his position when it comes down to his own children for why he actually say he care about other people kids. And you know what? I'm gonna say this, right? Because I do know men, they act like they give a fuck about other people's children and don't care about their kids. And the reason being is because they have issues with their baby mamas. That's the only issue. That's the only reason. So you have actual biological children would miss out on the experience of being with their father because their father and their mother just don't get along, and yet they using children as a tool and a weapon to play games with the other parent, right? Both parents are doing this kind of shit. We know this. And the fact that kids tend to be with their mothers more than their fathers, and that's understandable because a lot of men not gonna be putting up with their kids like that, bro. If they got women, you know what I mean? If you got women around, dog, you not putting up with no small ass children like that, man. You get what I'm saying? Hell nah, you ain't putting up with no small kids like that for what? All these women around, nigga. Why would you put up with them? So any guy who try to pretend like he's better than the average guy and pretend like he wanna be in his kid's life, yeah, he can be in their kid's life, but to act like you want full custody of the kid and you only want that because you don't want to be on child support, see that makes sense. But yet niggas ain't really telling the truth that hey, I don't want to be on child support, so this is my way to kind of get back at her or fighting for 50-50 custody or whatnot, right? So I don't want to be paying child support. When in actuality, child support is not really that much. Probably like 200 some dollars a month, maybe 400 a month. It ain't really that much, right? So in the case of Umar, he actually would take interest in other people's children and care about them. But then when it come down to his actual children, he don't give a fuck, man. And why? Why not? Like, what is it about the baby mama that'll make you say fuck having an experience with your own child? Because I'm not gonna act like I don't understand. What up, Daniel Berry? What up? So I can't pretend like I don't understand what's going on. Like we talking about emotions and shit, right? And in case you might want to hurt, hold on, you may want to what's this here I'm doing, man? You might want to try to stick it to your child's mother by hurting her, right? Because she may feel some type of way if you actually is a man who don't care enough about the kid to where you don't want to get your kid, you don't want to do for your kid, and you put it all on her because this is like you'll get back to her. So I know how niggas play. I know how niggas play, man. I do. But besides that point, when I'm hitting on that live stream, I'm just trying to see is this just a bunch of women just saying whatever the fuck they want to say, or is it true? Is this just a bunch of women who just talking and they want to put that on every man, or is it true in what they saying? Hmm? That's all I really want to know. Are conscious community leaders or guys who are prominent and well known in the conscious community, do they all have that one thing in common? And that is they have relationships with teenage girls. They take teenage girls to be their wives. They doing it illegally. I'm just saying, is that just what the fuck these niggas doing? Is that a requirement to be conscious, right? Is to actually bypass a full grown woman and yeah, you say I'm gonna start a life with a 15-year-old girl, a 16-year-old girl. Cause just based on the Malcolm X movie, what I saw when Malcolm X confronted Elijah Muhammad, and Elijah Muhammad, he just simply said, "Hey, He want to lay his seed into fertile soil, and he just say, a young girl is more fertile than an older woman. And to him, that made sense, and to nature, that makes sense, right? But when it come down to the law, I told you guys the reason why a lot of people are not doing what they really want to do is because the law is stopping them. It's not because of morals. And I don't think folks want to believe that shit. Like niggas don't want to believe that it's the law stopping them. If you think he's moralistic, take away the law and then see if he's moralistic. See if she's moralistic. That means that they actually won't do what's deemed to be wrong, even though they know they can get away with it. So we talking about morals, right? Like if you know I can just steal this shit, I can take this shit right here. I know I won't get caught. I know I won't get in trouble for it. But you choose not to actually take that shit because it belongs to somebody else. That means you got some type of moral. You hear guys on YouTube been speaking this shit for years about they fantasize for having young girls as their wives and shit, right? They actually let that be known. This is what they want, and a lot of guys co-sign it because deep down, a lot of men feel that way too. And what's crazy about that is these men not gonna be truthful about it. They'll sit back and watch other men kind of like get criticized and get crucified for having that stance when in all actuality a bunch of men feel that way. A bunch of men feel that way. And then when they make these examples about how, grown men was getting at teenage girls when they was grown and these girls in high school, niggas pulling up to the high school, shooting they shot, got them young girls getting in the car and all that like it was normal, which it was normal, but it was wrong. The same way how it was wrong to sell dope and rob and shit, right? Like in the black community, niggas do wrong shit, and their whole thing is to get away with doing wrong. What the fuck is that? Hold up. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. All right, I'm back, man. I'm back. Yeah, yeah, man. What I'm saying is, um, boys justifying committing crimes, man, because in the black community, that's what motherfuckers be doing is committing crimes and getting away with it. And the part would get me is people and sexual crimes, right? And folks trying to make it seem like they above doing sexual crimes, but yet they'll do other crimes. And my thing is, you telling me, and this been my position, if you telling me you got a bunch of men who's in the hood, who's known for putting fear in people's heart, people are afraid of, and you telling me he know he can get away with whatever, he can get away with robbery, with murder, all that shit, and you telling me that this guy actually he just know better than to do a sex crime when you hear about all these different situations take place with young people, when young people get old enough to tell the people, you telling me this motherfucker he know better than to do a sex crime? Are you for real? Why is that? What up, Art Vark? How you doing? How in the fuck this nigga old enough? How is he this nigga's a whole gangster, but he just know better than to do a sex crime? Let's just say it could be this one street nigga who know better, but then you got a bunch of them young niggas who in the gang, who's in their 20s, and you telling me they not messing with 13 and 14-year-old girls who's running with them? I mean, it's kind of hard to believe that you actually have dudes in their 20s who gang bang and shit, and he got these young girls who are runaways and they up in the game too, and they 14, 15, and you telling me these niggas in their 20s wouldn't be having sex with these young ass girls because they young, because they know better? Them niggas are fucking them young girls too. So in the case of Umar, Dr. Sebi, from what I'm hearing on that live stream, was Umar and Dr. Sebi playing games like that too? Were they playing the same game that Dr. York and Elijah Muhammad was playing when it comes to messing with children, messing with young girls, impregnating young girls, and giving a reason that they're young and fertile? I mean, is that what Umar? Because I'm gonna hope Umar isn't out here messing with underage girls. I'm gonna hope Dr. Sebi, because when these people like pass away or when they have a legacy, you kind of want to remember these people for being more of a positive thing, right? So Dr. Sebi, he's been deceased for almost 9 years now, and I just, just trying to see. Okay, he did have a young lady pregnant, I think before he died. I remember that, right? So he was like 80, and he was on that Rock. Was it Rock Newman? He was on a Rock Newman show, and he mentioned that he had a young lady who was like her 20s or 30s or whatnot, and she was pregnant right now, and he was 80. So I don't know how long they've been together, but you see shit like this take place with Bill Belichick, right? The coach of the Patriots. He was like he's in his 70s and he's messing with this 24-year-old girl. And I'm just trying to see, man. So could certain men get away with that, man, or is that just weird? Period. Because I'm trying to understand something, right? I'm looking at an adult film, and it's an adult film star, an old guy named Julian St. Cox, and his name he ought to be damn near 60, and he's doing a scene with a 19-year-old girl. So I'm just trying to see, man, do niggas feel some type of way about that, or is it when you grown, fuck it. When you're adult, that's it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, if it come out, Dr. Umar Johnson had a relationship with some underage girl, man, that shit's gonna be real crazy, man. You say I don't know about Umar and underage girls, but does he have any deep discipline? No. Did he come and you say free Dr. Yo? Yes, he did. Yeah, that's why. Matter of fact, I heard it from you. You was on Tit for Tat yesterday, and you was mentioning it. And I'm like, damn, if B Tide is a B Tide telling the truth about that because it's believable. You mentioning Dr. Sebi and you mentioning Dr. York and you mentioning Umar and Polite and what I'm saying, Sinetta, that all them niggas believe in this shit though, or be tired. That's the cold part about it. I saw this shit coming up. This is not nothing new. Grown men fucking with young ass girls, man. It's like, what's new about this shit? You got niggas on YouTube who've messed around with young underage girls, but nigga, you'll never know about it if they didn't get in trouble for it. You see what I'm saying? It's nothing new. The shit with Polite, when I heard about that shit in 2021, it's nothing surprising about it. You see where I'm at? Niggas saying free Dr. York because that's what they want to do is what Dr. York was doing. The shit Nature Boy was doing. They won't, listen, man. Them grown ass men who have a problem getting along with grown women and they make every excuse for why they can't necessarily be with a grown woman. Them niggas are saying that they want young girls because it's not hard to get along with a grown woman. It's just the fact, do you want to get along with a grown woman? But if you making it seem like it's nothing you could do to get along with a grown ass woman, then what you telling on yourself by saying, look, I don't want a grown woman, bro. I don't have anything in common other than our age with a grown woman. Yes, I'm gonna say shit like she hit the wall, even though she fine, even though she look good. It's like I'm gonna say these things because I just want you to know what I'm trying to tell you. Give me a 15-year-old, give me a 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old, bro. That's what a nigga want. Niggas want 12-year-old. So that makes sense. They all polite, so like polite, ooh, more love on these girls, nothing new. Thank you for saying that shit, Arvart. But the thing is, it's not just them. See what it is? Let me tell you something, Arvart. So I look at ratios. I'm good at numbers. I'm good at math. I'm good at all these things, right? When it comes to numbers, right? And I understand what's coming. So peep this though on Arvart. You got a bunch of people who speak out against pedophilia. They speak out against sexual assault. They speak out against, you know, grown men messing with underage girls and children, period, right? But then you got so many who give pushback. Now think about what I'm saying. Just me being somebody who trade in the stock market, I look at things like the short ratio, the short interest, and I look at what is that saying to me. Let's just say in the case of the stock market, right? Or if you have a stock and the float is a certain number, but of that float, you have 60% is going short. What up, Philip boy? How you doing, man? What's up with you? Of that float, you got 60% of that float is going short, right? 40% is going buy. Now peep this. Yes, it'll go down for the time being, but overall it's going to go back against it. So I mean, in the stock market, you short is when you want to sell, and you long when you want to buy, right? If you got a 60% short and a 40% actual buy, yes, the buy is losing, but for the fact that looking at a particular stock, let's just say if this was supposed to be a stock that's supposed to be 100% short, so equate that to in the case of men or people speaking out against pedophilia, people speaking against child molesters, and they speaking against men who want underage girls to R. Kelly, shit like that, right? It's supposed to be according to the public and according to men, 100% of men speaking out against that shit, but it's not that. It's like 60%. Think about what I'm saying, Arvor. 60%, 55 is 60% of men who's speaking out against that. So now you got 40 and 45% who is quiet about it. They not saying shit. And the fact that they are the opposition pose a major threat to this particular issue. And what happens is, what's going to happen is within the next couple of days, maybe weeks or maybe months, that 40% going to grow. Because what's going to happen, part of that 60%, Arvor, is going to look at the 40% and say, well, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. I didn't know a lot of people feel that way. See, I thought I was doing the right thing by being in the 60%. So you got a bunch of niggas who will speak out against Polite and what he did, the shit Sarnetta and them be on, what Dr. York then was doing. You have a whole bunch of them speaking out to look good in front of the public. But then when they see it's people who's actually for it, they not really giving no real pushback about it, nigga. And they looking like, hold on, man, hold on, time out. What the fuck is going on? That's all some of the 60% need to see in order for them to make a decision to go to the other side. Because this issue right here, Arvor, in the case of the stock market, this stock that's 60% on the float right now, but 40% on the buy, just the fact that this stock is supposed to be 100% on the short, but it's not, means that the buyers are going to get in control eventually, real soon, eventually, depending on the ratio, depending on days for it to cover. And that's what I'm looking at though right now, right? Arvor, you got 60% is going against this shit, but 40% is really for it. Part of that 60% is going to come over here and get part of that 40%, which is going to make that 50 and then 55 and then 60%. And then now it's going to become 65, 70, 75, 80. It's going to really become a thing because in this society we're living in, folks really want to legalize this pedophilia shit. They really want to normalize and legalize grown men, grown women messing with underage children and shit like that. They really want that. There's no way in life you're telling me the elites and all these folks with money and power and influence is engaging in shit like that because of their sexual universe. This is what the fuck they do. But you telling me this is supposed to be taboo. If it's that taboo, if it's that wrong, why is there so many cases of this shit? If it's wrong, why is there so many cases of this shit, bro? It ain't supposed to be that many cases of children being touched on, sexual harassment, sexual assault, grape, uh, 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 people impregnate niggas impregnate underage girls and shit like that, right? Niggas trying to fucking underage girls, excuse me. It ain't supposed to be all across the goddamn country. You hearing too many people talking about how they was either touched on when they was young or they was fucked on by some grown ass man. How in the fuck that is something that is so common for it to be so rare? Like if it's supposed to be this rare, why is it so common? So now slowly but surely as time go on, a lot of these guys sitting back looking and saying, yeah, man, yeah, nigga, anybody who been to jail for that shit, nigga, I hate to see that you had to go to jail for that because all of us could have went to jail for that same shit. Because all of us was doing that shit. You see how they work? That 60% is going over to that 40% because they see the 40% is the 40%, which is supposed to be 0%. But for the fact it got a base, and it's like, what? For this particular situation, it's 40% who is for it? What? And the part of the 60, these niggas are pretending like they against it, but deep down they really for it, but they don't want to come out and look like they just for it too soon. They have to wait and sit back and watch and see who else will be for this shit before they now jump ship. And you see what's about to happen, just like in the stock market. And then when you got that, we call it a short squeeze. That we call it a short squeeze in the stock market, right? When everybody started now buying because it was too tight for this trash ass stock, for it to be this crappy, you got people want to buy, and you're gonna see a lot of folks gonna want to buy, and that's how you get them big ass moves in the stock market. It's all about the short ratio, the short percentage, bro. There's other factors too, right? But that's the main factor. They'll tell you what's about to happen. So you can't judge a stock based on the stock. Look at who's interested in the motherfucker, man. Same thing with this so-called men fucking with underage girls and shit. People messing with children and shit, right? Look at who's really for the shit. It might be the majority that's against it for right now, but it's too many that's for it. To where now a lot of people who's against it is gonna go over to the side of who's for it. And now you're gonna be like, well, hold on, man. I thought we was always supposed to be against this shit. Hell no, nigga. Niggas will justify that shit. Yo, I'm seeing. Did I see something about Marvin Gaye? I'm hearing about Marvin Gaye messing with a 15-year-old girl, got her pregnant, which supposed to be his wife's niece or whatnot, cause she couldn't get pregnant. Barry Gordy's brother, daughter, some shit like that, right? Karl Malone was 21, 22, messing with a 13-year-old girl, got her pregnant, and had that big ass boy who played in the NFL, right? Roman Polanski was in his 40s and he was fucking with that goddamn 13-year-old girl, man. And the 13-year-old girl grew up and she still had love for him and they still was hanging out and kicking it when they got old. She got older before, I mean, what the hell is this shit? Listen, hold on. No reason to lie about what I witnessed, right? I used to work with one of Sebi's wives, right? It was about 3 months, but I seen enough, right? I also used to be in CC heavy, seen too much, right? The other elder I supported a few years ago prior to work. So all right then. So I know you know a lot. That's what we're saying though, be tired. You know a lot and you be keeping quiet about things you be knowing because you very wise as what I do see. Me and you be bumping heads, dog, because I don't know. Me and you just be talking shit. We just talk shit, but you very smart. You not dumb at all. And you got a beautiful voice though, man. Might I add. But what I'm saying to you, though, I know you know what the fuck you saying, man. And my thing is, when I was exposed, for instance, right? You got niggas on here acting like they ain't never heard no shit like that. Like as if I would have picked it up on my own and didn't learn that from the culture. You see what I'm saying? It's like I would never done that, nigga, if I would known that shit was wrong, for instance, right? But for the fact that people they'll say something about a kid doing something, but then you don't want to say shit about grown people doing the same shit I did or worse. How does that work? So I'm going based on what? A B tide. I'm going based on people. They only going after people who get caught doing that shit because, like a nigga told me on YouTube on Jay Prince panel behind the scenes, he said I was a goofy for getting caught. And that's like one of the really shit a nigga on this bitch and said. He like, man, you a goofy for getting caught doing that. And I'm like, nigga, I'm glad you said that because I guess you are a goofy for getting caught doing something like that, knowing what that's gonna bring. Cause that's supposed to be something people do and supposed to make sure that they gonna guard it with their life. Cause anybody find out about that, they wouldn't kill any and everybody who's gonna try to expose that shit. You get what I'm saying? Hold on. Don't hit the motherfucker, man. Hold up, bro. Go on, swing around there. Don't hit the back of that shit. Yo, man, in the conscious community, that's what the fuck they doing. Why you think they against messing with children? Niggas don't want no grown ass women, bro. These pimps and shit. You see a little young ass girl on soft white underbelly, and she 13, 14, and she prostituting, and she was saying these grown men be knowing her age. Niggas like Randy SoCal and them know her age, and still gonna get head, bro, from her. They not worried about just like they not worried about all that. They saying, look, let social services, let child services worry about child welfare worry about that shit. These niggas who's trying to get a nut ain't worried about, oh, you 13, you 14, or you 15, but you out here in the game playing grown women games. Them niggas looking like, well, you in it. Then somebody get on Sharon panel was telling Bomb Cherry that shit, talking about these niggas don't really care. They don't feel too sorry for the underage girls who's out here playing grown woman games and they end up getting fucked by grown men. And you know what? A bunch of men feel that way. So I will give the grace to men and say, you know what? If a 13, 14, 15-year-old girl is not even playing with you or even trying to act like she grown like that, then I can see the majority of men is not gonna co-sign anybody fucking with her. But then a lot of guys will also say that if she is 14, 15, 16, but I think she fast, thinking she grown, thinking she just don't want to be viewed as a child no more, and she's out here doing what the fuck a 20-something-year-old woman would do, but she 15, 16, that niggas would say, well, you can't really count her as a victim. That's how a lot of niggas feel. And you know what's crazy? They feel that way about when young niggas, them YNs, when they underage get killed, when they out here doing robberies, and when they out here committing murders and carjackings and all that kind of shit. So if somebody popped their young ass, you will hear about a 15-year-old boy getting killed by a 30-something-year-old man. Of course, by hearing it, you'll be like, what the fuck happened? And then you see this little young nigga who was wearing a shiesty try to rob the nigga and he got killed for it. Playing a grown man game and got killed like a grown man would, right? They saying the same thing when it comes to young girls. If Dr. Sebi, if Umar, if Brother Polite, Dr. York, if Elijah Muhammad, if all of them are saying, man, she was all in my face flirting with me, right? Or she thought she was saying I was look handsome, was cute, and all that other shit, right? Like they'll give that excuse. They'll say she wanted that shit. And I think eventually the law is gonna get to the point where if you got enough of these rich people, these elite people who actually want to hold children accountable, I think if they start letting kids join the military in America, they're gonna start making laws and stuff saying that children, if they actually get in grown people business and end up doing something to grown people, whatever happened to them, the child can be held accountable also. That's what's coming from what I'm hearing or from what I'm seeing. I'm feeling this shit, bro. I'm feeling like people are gonna stop giving kids grace for being kids and start looking at some of these kids as being a little too older and a little too more mature for their actual age. And now, just don't be surprised in the next 20 years if now teenagers can get charged right along with an adult. So if a teenager try to holler at a grown ass, if a teenage boy try to holler at a grown ass woman and he was pursuing her and was persistent, and let's just say this grown woman give in and let him get some, bro, let him hit. If she get in trouble, that teenage boy gonna get in trouble too. Because now the government, as I'm seeing, is gonna look at the capabilities of even teenagers and not viewing them as kids. Now, if you think I'm lying, I mean, look at the direction on where we're going. It's not me making this shit up. You don't have to like what I'm saying, but what I'm telling you is it's not me making this shit up, man. I'm looking at where it's going. I've seen too many goddamn grown people put blame on children that the kid did this shit, the kid did that, the kid did that, right? That kid wanted this shit, that kid wanted that. And if you ask them why in the hell you been as a grown up, why you just didn't be a grown person and got out the way and look at that child for being a child and not give in to a child, right? They not gonna want to hear that, man. They not fit to hear that, bro. They not. I'm saying what I do know. They fit to make children accountable for when they do things to grown people. Why do they make kids underage kids? Why do they try underage kids as adults, man? When they do certain grown people type of crimes, man, it's because people are telling you, yes, he's a juvenile, yes, she's a juvenile, but what they pulled off was that of a grown ass person, and to pretend like this goddamn 16, 17-year-old boy or girl is so young and dumb and ignorant, don't know shit, and you clearly see that they do know something, how in the fuck they get away with not being accountable for what the fuck they did? That's the conscious community is trying to bring that shit in, man. Because I'm telling you, I can see shit happening, man. I can see people watering down, people watering down this pedophilia, these sex crimes taking place amongst us, and people quick to call you this and quick to call you that, and how people used to react to it a certain way 10 to 15 years ago, but now they so numb to hearing things because like everybody's being called it, even if you're not quote unquote that. Think about this shit, right? Think about what I'm saying, right? People on YouTube, people on social media is calling any everybody motherfucking either rapists or sexual predators. They calling anybody they get mad at that shit, right? Even if the person don't have no record or no doings of doing that, right? It's the fact that now it's being used as a tactic to go at somebody to discredit them if you just mad with them. And folks, at one point, they used to be careful on who they would call these things, right? Because they wanted to stick. If they call you that, they wanted everybody to kind of know you really on some shit like that. Not just calling you that shit because I'm mad with you or I'm hurt. So now you had women going to the family court system and they saying that they actual baby daddy is touching the kids and shit, right? Just so they can get custody. So now you got so many women have done that to where now the courts, the family court system, don't even buy that shit because they want to know, okay, well, why you didn't file charges then in that case? Why you saying it now when it comes down to a custody battle? So now anybody can just say this shit. You watering this shit down. You don't think the media see this shit and they know? Think about it. You don't think the media, social media, the news, you don't think they know how to put things out there so folks can water this shit down just so it won't be as effective as it was once before. And now everybody's being deemed this shit to where now when you hear about somebody else going through something like that, you don't even nudge. You don't feel no way about this shit now, nigga. You like, okay. So we hearing about Umar, we hearing about Dr. Sebi. Like what I'm hearing, a Ty was saying, Dr. Sebi, it wasn't a Ty per se. It was people in the chat saying Dr. Sebi was in his 50s and 60s fucking with some young ass girl. So no telling how long he had been fucking with her. You got these Dr. York, Dr. Brother Polite. We mentioned the Sidnetta, and you know who Sidnetta put on his platform is guys who done either been in jail for shit like that. Even in the case of Sidnetta, he's been accused of messing with some 15-year-old girl when he was 30, some 33, 34 years old. So look, people seeing this shit, normalizing this shit, grown women letting young niggas fuck, all that, right? Niggas ain't trying to go to jail for that shit. I'm trying to see, man, what's going on, man, in the world because is that the play? Do you think Donald Trump and Elon Musk give a fuck about grown men fucking young girls, man? Do you think they like if you running with Jeffrey Epstein and them, man, if you running with these guys, right, do you think Hollywood execs like Harvey Weinstein, Lucian Grange, the music execs, Clive Davis, you saying that Diddy, right? And not just Diddy, Jay-Z, all these people, you telling me these motherfuckers wasn't them young girls who came in singing and got a record deal, they didn't fuck for that, man? Are you telling me they didn't fuck and suck for that shit, bro? Like Rihanna and them fuck when they was underage for that, bro. Tierra Marie and them fuck for that. TLC and them was fucking for that, bro. Mariah Carey and them was fucking for them deals, my nigga. Them the young ass girls you see now who's like Scott Jackson. Nigga, look at Scott Jackson being, listen, man. Scott Jackson been in the news or been in the game since she was a little girl, and she been advanced, dog, like 10 years ago, to where you had Iggy Azalea was going back and forth. No, no, no. Azalea Banks, excuse me. Azalea Banks was going back and forth with Sky Jackson when she was like 14. You know Sky Jackson was fucking, man, was getting fucked on. You know if your kids went through Nickelodeon, they was being introduced to sex. It wasn't pure. It wasn't some shit you think would be innocent, bro. They was getting introduced to getting broke into sex, bro. B-Ty said they said he named Nicki Chanel, right? Yeah. But we have deep issues with cold like personalities, right? Nicki Minaj. And the album was all Ice Spice. Ice Spice, all of them, right? You got that Rihanna cover when she was a child bride. What the fuck is that shit about, man? The boys and girls was getting taken advantage of, man, in these cults. And I'm talking about Hollywood being a cult. I'm talking about the the music industry being all them young, new edition, new kids on the block, goddamn mindless behavior. I'm just naming, man, some groups, 3LW, all of them was underage. And to act like niggas wasn't whipping their dick out in front of them. We talking about a echelon of people who can get away with shit, bro. Who know that they got people in their pocket and they can get away with shit and they can get away with it long enough. It don't matter if they finally get in trouble now. The fact that they did it long enough to where it don't even matter. Like you think Epstein yeah, yeah, you don't want to get in trouble for it now, but nigga, you've been doing that shit 30 years and now you finally get caught. It's kind of like, well, it's about time, huh? About time. Finally, y'all called me. Shit, about time. Exactly. Bill Cosby and shit, right? It was Cheryl Lee Ralph, right? The one who played D on Moesha, the mom D. She was saying that it was a lady when she was auditioning for the Cosby Show. It was a lady who was traumatized when she saw Bill Cosby because she told her that Bill Cosby raped her, right? Invo, Tony Braxton, Nita Baker, Stephanie Mills. They've been fucked for them deals, man. Like, it's like this. The reason why them executives have to do it because they have to get something off of you for why they give you something so grand. Like, it's like they gotta make you belittle yourself just a little bit for something so grand. Like it's a pound of flesh, man, pretty much. Motherfuckers know good and well the way people act. Folks sometimes be entitled or they feel like they deserve to get something in the midst of a million people who can do the same thing that they can do, right? So it's like now, since I got a million people, or let's say 1,000 people who's willing to do what you can do, or they have the same type of talent as you, okay, now what are you willing to do to go to the next level? Are you willing to get naked right now? Are you willing to goddamn get on your knees right now? Or get put on your back right now? What are you willing to do to separate yourself? Because it's not really based on talent. It's based on who's doing sexual favors, who's talented in the bedroom. And yes, according to men, anybody who give him sexual favors, bro, the nigga gonna goddamn put you in favor for real. He's gonna have you in position over everybody else. That's what's going on with that. So if Tony Braxton, if In Vogue, if Anita Baker, if Stephanie Mills, if Aretha Franklin, if Shaka Khan, if Patti LaBelle, if Gladys Knight, right? If you got Barry Gordy and all these niggas, right? You got Clive Davis, you got Quincy Jones, right? Or them eras. And if Anita Baker is giving head to any one of those execs and doing a good job and not just doing it one time, doing it all the time like she want to do it now because she understand that it goes with her moving up. That as beautiful voice as she have, that when nobody would have heard it if she just didn't put her throat to use for real, right? See how fucked up that shit be sounding? Like Tony Braxton, Like on the movie Set It Off, when Jada Pickett asked her, that guy to help her get her brother into this goddamn college or whatnot, right? And then he kind of told her straight up, well, you know what you gotta do. And then the next scene, he was on top of her fucking her, right? See, is it the fact that people in the top gotta play dirty like that because they know how people are? They know that the common man will feel like they really did a hell of a thing by either finessing somebody or was able to get shit without giving up something, bro. It's like, is that just the understanding? Okay, you can't give nobody shit without putting them in a hole in some type of way because for the sake of history, they gonna try to play you like you was a goofy or lame, right? Whitney Houston, them, right? And they got to fuck over Whitney Houston, but you giving her the things that everybody would want, right? You got to fuck over Beyonce, but giving her everything that she want. Because if you don't, she gonna think she really a bad bitch by saying she was able to go through the music industry, but then get fucked. Didn't suck nobody dick though, right? Ashanti and shit, right? I'm looking at how Irv Gotti would always mention how he fucked her. And as pretty as she is, as beautiful as she is, right? Could anybody have trust that she would actually respect the fact that a nigga wasn't trying to fuck you, man, to give you a deal? Would you have played it cool like that, or would you been on some city girl shit like, yeah, nigga, I can get a deal and get my album out and all that old shit, right? But I ain't got to do nothing sexually. Come on, man. So maybe the music industry knows something about that we don't know. But we going back to when these people's underage though. Fuck the grown women, fuck grown men. We talking about underage kids and shit, right? Was Beyonce and them getting fucked with when they was in Destiny Child or when they was on Star Trek and all of those shit? Was they getting fucked with then? Was Beyonce and them and Kelly and them, was they being introduced to a penis when they was 13, 14 years old? I'ma say, yo, Rudy Huxtable and shit, and all them girls on the Cosby Show. If it wasn't from Bill, who else? Who was it from? Ashley Banks when she was little. Laura Winslow, Urkel and them. For y'all shit to become so big and so successful, and y'all not doing no hell of a acting. It's not like y'all doing some shit that nobody else could do. What made y'all so special? Cause I'm looking like y'all was being violated as children, man. This shit been going on, bro. That's the cold part about all that. This shit been going on, man, for too long. That like this is some shocking shit when you finally hear it, nigga. This shit R. Kelly was on, nigga. R. Kelly can be somebody that people deploying to go and do these type of things, man, because he got away with the shit for so long too. If niggas saying that they knew Aaliyah was 15 and was fucking at 15, bro, what the fuck? You got Isaiah Washington, Isaiah from Grey's Anatomy, right? And from Romeo Must Die and a bunch of shows and movies he done played in, right? He from Houston too. You got Isaiah Washington is saying, or Vark, he's saying on Vlad TV that Aaliyah at 15 was in control of that situation with her and R. Kelly. And he stood on that shit, bro. Look it up, man. Isaiah Washington on Aaliyah. Y'all look that shit up and type that shit in right now if y'all want to. That nigga talked. He said, you know what? Me knowing her from when she was a young girl, she was way before her time, very mature, very wise beyond her years, right? And we knew about her messing with R. Kelly when she was 15 and R. Kelly was like damn near 30. We knew about it, but I can promise you she was in full control of that situation. He talking to Vlad like that, bro. He talking to Vlad like I'm talking to you. She was in full control of that situation at 15 years old. Foxy Brown, they gonna say Foxy Brown was in full control when she was fucking with Jay Z, man. We know Jay Z fucked her, man. Why? Like, do you trust? I'm asking you guys listening. You think you can trust? You think I can trust my goddamn 14-year-old daughter around a grown man? and he ain't gonna try to fuck my daughter, man? Are you serious? Am I a goofy like that? Let's just say I'm giving my daughter up to go to Hollywood or go to to dance and gymnastics and all of those shit. I'm giving her up to grown men. I'm giving her up to the music industry, right? I'm giving my daughter who's 14 up to these niggas you see now, right? Future, fucking Gucci Man, Yo Gotti, right? Lil Baby, the Baby, motherfucking Drake, Kendrick Lamar, right? J. Cole. I'm just saying the ones that we all know of, right? And then you got the ones who are up and coming now, right? Boss Man D-Lo, the hottest rappers now, right? Boston Richie, Young and Ace. You just name them, right? You think if my daughter, if I want my daughter to get a deal to rap, and I let her sign with Young and Ace and them, now, I'm not saying these niggas are that. I'm saying niggas around them. You telling me they not gonna be trying to fuck with my daughter, man, at 14, 15 years old? You want me to believe that these niggas wouldn't be trying to fuck with my daughter, bro? Them niggas in their late 20s, man. You don't think these niggas be trying to fuck with my 14-year-old daughter, man? They would most definitely be trying to have sex with my 14-year-old daughter, bro. They would. Why would I think that these niggas are really just in the booth and trying to like teach her the way and show her the way and take her as theirs and all that and she see like a little sister and all that? Man, come on, man. You know that's not gonna be the case, man. But if I'm in need of some money and I need some money and them niggas give me 100,000, 200,000 and shit, a half a million, but they want my daughter because she's an up and coming rapper, but she 14, 15 years old. And you telling me I'm taking the money and you think that I'm not selling my daughter? I'm selling my daughter to these niggas, bro. That's what I'm doing. So even in the case of Hollywood, yes, I'm not gonna say was every parent was selling their kid because you could have believed that your kid is talented and they actually could sing and act, and yeah, you getting them a chance to get on TV. But I'm saying though, in a way, you still sold your kid when you could know, like even now, if somebody sell their kid to Hollywood now, you kind of know what's happening. You know that they ain't a good idea, bro, to have your daughter or your son who's 10, 11 years old to be going to Hollywood right now. Gary Coleman, Tar Bridges, Kim Fields, to all of them, to Kim Fields. Excuse me. This shit's cold, dirty, man. When Brother Polite was messing with that young ass girl, whatever her name was, I forgot, but she was underage and shit, right? Talking about that's his daughter. But you got people saying that they was around Polite and Polite wasn't treating that girl like a daughter. He was treating her like that was his girl, man. Like that was his bitch, man. That's how like, them other women around seeing that shit. I'm you Ned and all them, bro. They was seeing that, man. And that little girl grew up to be like a sex worker and shit because she was all on them hotlines and shit, selling herself like with some other little white girls and shit. She's in that motherfucker on some, them commercials, commercials, dog. Them commercials to where you can dial a number and get phone sex type. Man, come on, man. That same girl, bro. Or whatever her name is, Renette Ted, or whatever the fuck. If you type in her and her sex line ads or some shit, her sex line number, her being a sex commercial, bro, you gonna see that same goddamn girl, man. Is it, man? These niggas got me fucked up, man. Playing with me, man. What the fuck Polite was doing with that little 14-year-old girl, man? When he got busted with her, he was fucking her, trying to fuck on her, man. Niggas got me fucked up, man. Talking about what I did when I was a kid, dog. And you telling me that's what you gonna dwell on that shit, and you can't dwell on and speak on what the niggas doing now as grown men? Why not? Because you telling me you want to do that shit as a grown man? Because if you understood what I did as a fucking child, bro, you would know that nigga got that shit from somebody or somewhere. But yet, look at these grown men doing that shit now. And if we don't bang on them niggas, bro, how the fuck we bang on a nigga and what he did at 11 and got caught and got in trouble and all that? What the fuck is that about? Like, you telling me you dwell on that because I got caught or I got in trouble? That's crazy, man. Grown ass men did worse as grown men than what I did as a kid, and yet they don't never get in trouble for it. And you telling me you only focus on what the fuck I did as a kid, man? That's all you worried about? But you ain't worried about what I'm doing now, though, as a grown man? what you want, right? Because it's a reflection on what you not doing respectfully, but still, this grown man shit been going on forever, and nobody banging on the grown men doing it. I'm telling you, when I say that these niggas low key be wanting to see this shit go and take place, I know what I'm saying. I swear to God, I know what I'm saying when I say that these niggas be wanting to see full grown men get them young ass girls, because if all these guys feel like grown women are in the way and they out the way and they hit the wall and they pretty much just like you just can't vibe with their ass, they just too much attitude, too independent, all that, to where you just can't do nothing, and yet you want to get you something young and fresh and you can mold her into what the hell you want her to be. Nigga, don't play with me like as if all you niggas ain't feeling like that. But when they get caught, you gotta kind of like get out the way. Like, ah, bro, you got caught. Nah, nigga, you got caught. Ah, fuck, kinfolk, you got caught. Man, dog, I hate you got caught. Niggas gonna take free Dr. York, free R. Kelly. Charlamagne the God playing a clip of R. Kelly the other day, singing the Chris Brown Residuals remix and shit. He talking about how he felt bad for Kelly for being in jail and shit. Ain't nobody, nigga. So, but then you look at Charlamagne the God. He was accused of fucking with some 15-year-old girl when he was grown a while back, right? DJ Academics. You talking to a boy like he's a grown man about why he ain't taking no dick or why he wouldn't take no dick, man. You got a nigga in a store, a little chick walked up on him on some prank shit, and she said she was gonna prank these niggas and pretend like she's 16 and walk up on them acting like she wanna, go and have sex with them or whatnot and see who's all gonna bite on it. And when I tell you, a lot of them niggas was like, "You 16 for real? Oh shit. Okay, I mean, yeah, you gonna keep your business to yourself. You gonna keep your mouth quiet, huh? All right, keep your mouth closed. All right, cool, cool." The girl will say, "Yeah, I'm 16 though." Niggas talking about you 16 for real? I mean, shit, you just keep it quiet though. Them niggas be wanting to fuck them young ass girls, my nigga. Didn't 50 Cent say this shit when he was caning? 50 Cent said this shit when he was caning on Power, right? He was talking to either Dre or he was talking to Tyreek, right? He was talking to somebody. And then he just mentioned a story talking about, yeah, you talking about the little underage chick I fucked back in the day. The little underage chick I fucked back in the day. It's a thrill when them niggas hear about you, you're underage, and nigga, you talking about doing something. It's like, what? You 15, 16 for real? What's up? Them niggas fit to go. Chris Hansen wouldn't have a show if that wasn't something that was prevalent, that was goddamn known. When I'm telling you niggas, I know what I'm saying, bro. Hey man, listen. Bro, listen, bro, listen. We ain't just going on fatty and these niggas on YouTube talking about, yeah, if she was underage and legal and it was legal to marry her, nigga, I would fuck her and marry her. Man, we talking about just this shit worldwide, man. Them African ass niggas, them Haitian niggas, bro, these Jamaican niggas, you think they just not fucking young ass girls, man? All them babies they be making, dog, in Jamaica and Haiti, nigga, you telling me it was never, man, I got my homegirl, man, told me, my homegirl had a baby when she was 15, man, and the nigga was 27, and she told me the statute of limitation wasn't even up, and she was about 25, 26 when I was talking to her. She was like, the statute of limitations not even up, and if she wanted to goddamn press charges on that boy, she could right now. But she just not because he been taking care of his children. He been taking care of his child, right? So that's a deal. That's the deal, right? Them guys will feel like, okay, if I fuck this 14, 15-year-old girl, if I get her pregnant, then if I take care of the child, then I'm good. She ain't gonna file charges on me. But if I leave her with the baby, then it's gonna be like, yeah, statutory rape for real. Kind of like what happened with that nigga Suge guys, right? That nigga Suge that be on YouTube, George Booker, he 19 fucking a 14-year-old, right? And the reason why they didn't put him in jail for that because he agreed that he's gonna actually be there and take care of the baby. Same thing with Karl Malone, 21, fucked that 13-year-old girl, and since he was going to the NBA, he gave the money, the family money and shit, and he just agreed he gonna take care of the baby. That's why he didn't go to prison then. on the Chris Hansen To Catch a Predator. It was one guy brought peace over for a girl, and he was trying to get it. He had brought a marriage contract over. The girl said she was about 14, 15. This nigga was in his 40s, right? He brought a marriage contract over because he wanted her to sign the marriage contract just so he can just go and have sex with her legally. So niggas think that if they can just get you into a contract that they can actually fuck you, man, and have sex with you, right? Even though they really don't want you, they just want to have sex with a young ass girl. So they'll go along and say, I want her to sign this contract. I want her mama to sign the contract. That's the contract, my nigga. Present this shit to her daddy, present a dowry to her daddy, present this to her mama and shit, and then she 13, 14, and she go with you and you 40 years old. So you got a song came out in the 80s by this dude, he died right not too long ago, like a couple years ago, named Benny Mardonez or whatnot, right? Like y'all familiar with this nigga? He was a white guy. And I'm looking at this shit because I heard the song play in one of these in his truck stop, right? And I'm listening to the beat, and then when I look at the actual song, I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, what the fuck? The dude named Benny Mardonez, and at the time he was 34, and he making a song about a 16-year-old girl about how much he's in love with her. And on the video, as I'm looking at on the video, Into the Night, there you go, Arvar, Into the Night. Got a hell of a beat. The nigga got a hell of a voice, dog. The nigga was talking about, she just 16 years old. Leave her alone. They said, that's the name of the song. The song, she just 16 years old, leave her alone. They said, he 34, she's 16. He knocked on the door. As I looked at the video, he knocked on the door. The daddy answered the door. Told her, man, she just 16 going by the way. And then the next scene, he's right there by her actual window, looking at her singing to her and shit while she's watching TV. And then he came into the goddamn room, got on the magic carpet, got her on the magic carpet, and they were just flying in the air into the night. I'm looking like, hold up, man. So did they let that shit ride? But then when you hear about the Roman Polanski story, when he was in his 40s and he fucked that 13-year-old girl who he said he was a photographer, he was taking pictures, and he had the girl get naked, and then he actually had sex with her. Stories about Woody Allen and all them people, man, messing with kids, my nigga. I'm trying to see how do a motherfucker ever say anything about what I did when I got in trouble, and these niggas ain't getting in trouble for what they did though. That's the only thing I thought that was unfair, dog, was that I knew it was grown men doing that shit. I get in trouble as a kid. Why the grown men don't get in trouble for this shit? Only a few of them get in trouble. Even times I was going to my meetings and stuff like that, it was nothing but kids. With no grown men and women, you know what I mean? So we get punished, and rightfully so. But at the same time, all the grown people did the same or even worse to a child. Don't get in trouble at all, man, nigga. And I'm like, God damn, man, what kind of world we living in? And that's when I learned then when I was 12 and 13 years old about life is what it is, bro. It ain't fair, it ain't unfair, it's just what it is. It's like whatever you make it to be. So that's why like now when I'm doing what I'm doing now, right? Just based on me actually being a grown man and just looking to redeem everything that I've been through. And I'm looking at, okay, well, I've took accountability for what I done in the past when I was a child, done well shit, what I've done as an adult, me breaking in buildings and shit, stealing shit, all those shit, right? So I take all that accountability and now I choose to redeem myself respectfully because I'm like, okay, well, since I understand that life is not fair and it's not unfair, it's just whatever you make it. That good people can have bad luck, bad people can have good luck, right? So it's like, okay, so it's what you make it. And if folks don't, when I have people giving pushback on here because they don't understand that understanding that concept of life is just really what you make it to be. Obviously it's not about what's right and what's wrong. It's not. So if you think somebody need to have good bad luck because of what they did something wrong in the past, then what about the bad people who got good luck? You got bad people living a life you wish you could live, right? Let's say what they told you you would be doing if you did this thing and that and that and that, right? You see somebody who is doing the total opposite, but more of a bad side, right? It's actually getting things done and doing things that you would like for you to do, and then you wondering like, why in the fuck they got good luck and I don't? Cause life is not fair and it's not unfair. It's not. So when people ask you about the free will concept and what's destined and is it free will, okay, I feel like as long as you breathing, you got free will to make your life out to be what you want it to be. So when I look at people who work out like me, I work out on a regular basis, and you see your body start transforming to what you want it to be, right? And I could be a bad person, but I know how to do the workouts that'll transform my body. Me driving, for instance, right? Me driving all these miles a week, it don't matter what kind of person I am. It means that if I'm doing this job and I'm doing it the right way, I get paid, right? So you could say Rue's a bad person, but Rue working, and that's why he get paid. So he's doing the right thing to get paid, cause he don't have to be working, and he won't be getting paid, right? So when I buy my own truck, it's like okay, I saved my money up, I bought my own truck. Okay, why Rue can do that? Cause Rue he saved his money up and he bought his own truck. You can do all that by you being bad. And if you thinking that something like a heart attack or a stroke should happen to me, nigga, stop. You have people who been killed and they still living out here having fun and shit. You got folks who ain't never killed who done got killed. Think about what I'm saying, bro. You got people who done did everything right, end up losing the goddamn leg and shit in an accident. Did everything right, end up losing a child. So as I'm looking at it, I try not to compare. All I'm looking at was people what they can do, and I look at the possibilities and shit, and say, you know what, this shit is possible. I look at bad people and good people, and I look at the possibilities that both parties can do to get a certain type of result, man. So me judging, I can't judge. I don't want to judge, right? Because it ain't got nothing to do with judging. The whole judging make you feel good as a person, just so if you can say, okay, well, you that, you this, you this, you this, you this, right? But it don't take away from the results from this person. As much as we can talk about Umar, for instance, right? We talk about Umar. Umar getting exposed by his daughter, but if Umar still got clout and he still got a reputation because he did the right things to get this clout and reputation, let alone if he hustled the people out the money and he's sitting on everybody's money, what the hell can you say? How much shaming will you be able to tell to Umar before he actually give a fuck? He won't give a fuck, right? Charleston White get called a snitch and he get exposed for being on them testifying against his people and shit. And he say, look, I'm still gonna have money, nigga. I'm still gonna be rich. I'm still gonna get booked. I'm still gonna have shows. I'm still gonna. So that's the truth of the matter, though. It's like all that what we saying, it ain't stopping shit. That's the cold part about it. Whatever you saying about people, yeah, we talking about Umar because Umar's a hypocrite, but it's not gonna stop shit. That's crazy, man. It ain't gonna stop shit. We talking about niggas like Polite. Polite gonna get out of jail in 2000 and Polite should be getting out of jail in 2000 what 28, 29. Let's see. Hold on. He got in 23. So about 2030, when Polite get out of jail, Polite is gonna have a place on YouTube and especially on Sarnetta's platform, and he's gonna be just as relevant as he was before he went to jail. and you gonna have more people come to. If Sarnetta still living at the time, it'll be more people coming back to Sarnetta to where Sarnetta channel will be back popping like it was 10 years ago, man. And it's gonna confuse anybody who's coming in talking about, but he did that. But still, look at what he's doing now, though. That shit crazy to me, man. It's crazy, but I understand life. So yeah, Benny Mardone, Arvo know what I'm talking about, man. That nigga that nigga singing. He's singing a song, man. He ain't holding back no punches, man. That nigga singing a song, bro. He's singing a song, my nigga, about how he want that 16-year-old girl. He 34 years old, nigga. That song was a hit back in the early 80s, nigga. That was a hit, bro. That was a hit because of the beat and his he had a voice. I'm like, man, a beat tired, yo. A beat tired, listen, a beat tired. A beat tired. I'm talking to you straight up right now, man. 'Cause like I say, you very wise about this shit. My thing is this though, a beat tired. Do you believe the majority of grown ass men are just like Dr. York and Elijah Muhammad? Just be truthful. Do you believe that, let's say, give me a percentage of men who you feel, honestly feel that if they could actually have a teenage girl, they'll get a teenage girl right now? We ain't talking about 19. Give me a percentage right now, if you don't mind, a B side. Because I'm going to trust your word that you could speak for the majority of women and the majority of people when you say it. I need a percentage of how many men, we can talk about just black men, fuck it, just black men. How many black men do you feel, the percentage of black men do you feel would actually be with a teenage girl from the ages of 13 to 17 right now as grown men if they can get away with it? Even if they can't get away with it, right? But if they can most definitely get away with it, how many? What's the percentage? And yeah, you have to include the men in your family, the men in your life. You have to just be real about it and say, look, nigga, I think all you niggas, I think, yeah, some niggas in my family, I think if they had a chance to give some teenage girl their ass would. That's what I hate about parking next to a reefer truck, bro. That shit be so loud, man. And they tend to always want to park next to me. Reefer trucks and shit, refrigerated trailers and shit. Nigga, your shit, your engine be groundbreaking, dog. Give me a percentage though, a B tie. Come on, man. Don't be leaving me stuck, my nigga. When I ask you something, bro, give me something. You ain't don't feel bad about the shit, cause like when y'all get quiet, it seems like y'all don't wanna acknowledge. Y'all don't wanna acknowledge, man. That be the issue. Tay Tay, Tay Tay, Tay Tay, Tay Tay. What up, Tay Tay? Tay Tay, all right. Well, nah, not finna put Tay Tay in it, man. I'm assuming Tay Tay just came in. I'm trying to ask if B tied or B tied ain't right, dog. Y'all gonna make me ask Tay Tay. Tay Tay gonna give me the truth, man. Hey, you gonna tell me the truth, Tay Tay, if I ask you a question, Tay Tay, or what? Ah, man. Is you? Your boy what no? Just based on I'm asking a question about Umar and Dr. Sebi, like were they ever messing with underage girls, right? Like Dr. York and Polite and Elijah Muhammad and a lot of these other men that you hear about. So I just want to know, do you think black men, right? Do you think that a lot of these niggas would actually get with a teenage girl if they had a chance to? And if you believe that, right, what's the percentage of black men you feel that would actually try to talk to some teenage girl from 13 to 17 years old and would try to make her his girl and impregnate her and all of those shit? Like, what would be the percentage if you believe that a lot of these niggas are like that? That girl say, ooh, yikes. Nah, man, don't yike it. Don't yike it. Do you believe that the majority of black men, 'cause I'm going based on guys who act like they just cannot get along with grown women, who just got so much to say about grown women. And in a way, I'm hearing these guys saying, hey, I better mess, I'm better off messing with a teenage girl, man. Like right when she started morphing into a lady, that's when they want her. And you all know it's true. You don't have to even bite your tongue about it. Y'all know it. These niggas know it's true. People know it's true. And my thing is, what's the percentage? I'm saying black men. We can speak on men in general, but I'm talking about just black men. 'Cause I'm going on the black conscious community, niggas on YouTube, niggas who in the hood, boys who get caught, always getting caught in some kind of scandal involving some young ass girl, and it's too many to count. Even the ones that you never thought would do this shit, right? But they doing it. And she said, I'm glad. So I'm still waiting on the be tired ass though, Tay Tay. So you got the heart to say it. Why she don't got the heart to say the shit, man? Why is she fucking around there? Why is she goddamn trying to get quiet? Cause she really want to say 100%. But say 100%, then to be tired if you want to say 100%, bro. Say niggas 65, at least 65%. But these niggas who actually would rather have a teenage girl than a grown woman. And my thing is, why we lying about it? It should be open enough, right? Open enough to where you shouldn't even worry about being shamed and being talked about. You should just be truthful and say, look, man, nigga, if I had my way, nigga, I'd give me a motherfucking a 15-year-old girl right now. Over a 35, I'd rather get a 15-year-old. You understand what I mean? Motherfucker might as well be truthful and say it. It doesn't mean you doing it. All that being afraid of being called pedos and all that, nigga, listen, man. Listen, they calling everybody that shit that they don't like. So now instead of you insinuating and hinting, that shit is over with, bro. We passed all this pump faking on what we want to say, scared to say it the way we want to say it, bro. Just be truthful and say, look, I would rather, nigga, me as a grown man, if I want to goddamn get something started with a woman, she got to be young. She got to be too young, nigga. I'm not getting shit started with a woman 30, 35, my nigga. Just say the shit. Cause when you come down to grooming and stuff, right? They'll say grooming, sexual grooming is the only thing that's really bad. But look at it from this perspective, right? Anything involving with sex is always gonna be viewed bad, but then anything else that's doing the same shit, as long as it's not sexual related, then it's like it's okay. And you got people fighting against that, like, okay, well, if we can groom young boys to play football in little league football and basketball, it ain't for Tay Tay or nobody to say, well, that's basketball and football, bro. That's not sex. Dog, everything else, people groom people to do shit from when they little kids. But then when people say, okay, well, I want me a 15, 16-year-old girl, I'm gonna groom her till she's 18 to be mine, that's something bad. And some people saying, look, I don't want that to be bad. I want that to be what it is, nigga. I want to be able to have mine and have mine fresh. If I see something young, I won't touch it, but I will groom it until it's 18 and it's gonna be mine. So that's what that bitch ass nigga, the nigga Warren and Danini, that's what that nigga, he tried to do that, but the little girl wasn't going. She even agreeing with me on this shit. That's the cold part about it. That nigga was around that situation for 8 years. Met the Nene when that little girl was 10, and the only reason he stayed with the Nene was because of that little girl. It wasn't because of those boys. Because if it was three boys instead of just two boys and one girl, he would have left a long time ago. He stayed because he saw that he could actually get that little girl to be his, and that's what the fuck he did. He tried to. My bad. He tried to. The little girl wasn't going. And I'm saying this shit to say that's what I see with a nigga talking about a girl's sexuality and shit and worrying about who she having sex with. I'm only looking at a nigga who feel like it's because she was supposed to be his. For why you even care about a girl's sexuality? Like, why would you care about her sex? Who she having sex with at 16, 17 years old? Because you thought by you being around, you was gonna groom her to be yours from when she turned 16, 17, and then 18, she'll be yours. And that wasn't the plan. And when I tell women straight up that when you got a guy who's coming around because you got some kind of young ass girl around, dog, you got a young daughter or a niece. When I tell you that these niggas who actually is pushing the envelope and pushing the issue to be with you, now he want to stay with you, now he's doing all this extra shit, is because of your motherfucking goddamn daughter. Ain't no other explanation, especially if he got kids, man. Nigga got kids, he got kids, but he don't want to be with his kids and his baby mama, but he want to be with this woman and her kids. What the fuck is that about? But if it was boys, he wouldn't even be around that motherfucker unless he like boys, right? But let's just say if it was just a bunch of boys around, he'll be gone. But it's a girl he see, and that's why he gonna come around, cause it's a girl he see. And you telling me I'm wrong for that shit, bro? I'm not wrong for that shit. I can almost safely assume any nigga in this day and time who put himself in that position, Tay Tay, and a B tide, that he actually is doing exactly what the fuck I say he's gonna do. Because knowing what we know now, no man's supposed to put himself in that position to where you can even be accused of messing with some woman's daughter or looking at some woman's daughter. You don't even want to be around it. No woman, listen, that woman you with is not that damn good of a woman, bro. Like, don't act like she's one of a kind, even though she try to say it like she is. Don't play it like she just one of a kind. She's just somebody who is so amazing, so awesome, to where you just couldn't just sit this one out and say, nah, man, hell nah, bro. I don't want to get caught up in this, bro. Hell no. Nah. She got a 12-year-old, 13-year-old daughter, or she got two girls, man. And it's like, I don't even want to even be in a position to have to explain while I'm here. It's like, nigga, ain't no woman that damn good for why I would have to put myself in this position to where people can't come at me like this, though, right? And I can get lied on about this shit. Like, motherfucker tell you straight up, be smart and wise. Ain't no way in life you gonna tell me this based on today's time of dating as social media, excuse me, social media and everything being exposed on the internet, that you as a man is gonna ever allow for yourself to be in a situation where you with a woman with some girls, and then this woman and girls can accuse you of doing this and doing that, and you got to prove that you didn't do that or you not on that type of shit. I don't get that. I don't get it. It's safe to assume the shit Prince Sullivan saying, man, these niggas come around because they want to prey on them kids, man. They want to prey on your little girls. The fuck make you think you that special at 30 some years old to where a nigga really want you? And it's a smaller version of you right here who's fresh. He the perfect boyfriend. How he the perfect boyfriend? How? You just met that nigga. He the perfect boyfriend. How? He Dr. Umar, huh? That's what. Okay. He brother polite. He Tyreek Nasheed. He all of them. Right? He Sarnetta. He all of them, huh? He a good nigga, right? He's quoting them Bible scriptures, right? He a Hebrew Israelite and all that. So, nigga, you want me to believe that this nigga, that these religious niggas are not the main guys who play them type of games, right? Because of what? That shit corny, man. I'ma hope, like I said, I'ma hope Umar and them is not playing games like that, bro. I'ma hope Dr. Sebi did not played with underage girls when he was a full grown man, dog. That shit's not gonna be cool. It ain't gonna look right, man. Cause now it's gonna be safe to assume that every nigga that has a following, Nature Boy on down, everybody who's in that community, Young Pharaoh and all of them, is playing like this. I'm gone, man.